Hey guys, today is Lara the One.
Should you or shouldn't you? The hardest morality test ever. Some choices are pretty easy.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea, fries or onion rings, boxers or briefs.
You eat them.
Others, however, are so hard that they seem almost impossible to make.
They're hard.
We're specifically talking about moral dilemmas here, when both options just seem so unfair or undesirable, but something's got to be done. So get ready and calibrate your moral compass, because we've prepared the hardest test ever. It's full of moral dilemmas, and the way you solve them can speak volumes about your personality. After each question, you'll have 10 seconds to mull the situation over and come to a decision. Write down the letter of the answer you choose, A or B, to find out your results at the end of the video. And remember, this is just a quiz and not some session with a professional psychologist or anything. Hey, it's just me. So don't take it too seriously, okay? Number 1, a runaway train. Imagine that you're the conductor of a train that you've suddenly lost control of and is about to crash into a group of 5 innocent bystanders, totally unaware of their impending doom. They'll definitely be killed by the impact unless you throw a switch that can divert the train to another track.
Hey guys,
But in this case, it would run over an
always
unsuspecting man who's sleeping on the rails.
Would
Would you be able to throw the switch? A, yes, easily. B, no way. I couldn't possibly do that with a clean conscience. Starting off strong, I see. Dang, what a tough choice. Perhaps those 5 people will notice the train and get out of harm's way. Should you risk it? You've got 10 seconds to decide.
Okay, I'll choose A.
Number 2, a trolley out of control.
Okay.
A streetcar is out of control and speeding towards a group of 7 people. Okay, sounds familiar. Being on an overhead footbridge, you're not in danger. You see a big, bulky guy standing next to you, and you realize that if you push the man onto the track below the footbridge, it'll stop the trolley. However, the man will surely die. On the other hand, you'll save 7 innocent people. Would you sacrifice 1 life for 7? A, I'd do it without hesitation. B, I just couldn't take a life, even if it meant saving 7 other people.
That's a hard one.
Well, they're not called moral dilemmas for nothing. What's the right thing to do here? If 10 seconds isn't enough to solve this problem, you can always pause the video.
I wouldn't do it without hesitation, but I will do it because I'm saving 7 other people. I'll do A. That means...
Number 3, a judge's dilemma.
That means bottles.
You are the judge at a trial of a bank robber who is in fact innocent, and you know it for sure. But at the moment, the enemies of the accused have kidnapped your 6-year-old daughter and are demanding that you convict the robber in return for her freedom. You have no idea where they're keeping her, and the police can't figure it out as well. You're a nervous wreck and can't help but think that the kidnappers will or already are abusing your child. Would you convict the innocent man to save your daughter? A, I would never convict an innocent person. I'd try to find another way to save my child. B, in a heartbeat. It's twice as difficult when a child, especially your own, is involved. Which alternative is your heart telling you to pick?
Main is a hand. And the main is tomorrow. I can do that again. And patin, I don't know what that is. So, what's in sapin?
Bread.
Number 4, your best friend's wedding.
Okay, draw bread. Best.
You've been invited to your best friend's big day.
Draw.
2 hours before the ceremony is supposed to start, you notice your friend's future spouse sneaking out of some storage room with another guest. They both look thoroughly disheveled, and you realize that they're having an affair. And here comes the dilemma. If you tell your friend what you found out, their perfect day will be completely ruined. At the same time, how can you allow your friend to marry somebody who's unfaithful? What would you do in such a situation? A. I'd tell my friend about the affair.
Definitely.
Everybody deserves to know the truth.
Definitely.
B. I wouldn't say anything. After all, my job is to support my friend's new beginnings. Plus, I could be mistaken. It's not a life or death choice. We need a break from those. But it's still a tough one. To make a friend unhappy but aware, or keep them blissfully ignorant.
I'll do A because he's marrying someone that's like will have an affair even before they married. So like, what if they married and they have it again? You know.
Number 5, reporting Robin Hood. You've witnessed a crime. A man robbed a bank and got away with it. However, he doesn't keep the money for himself. He instead donates it to an orphanage that's on the verge of bankruptcy. After his donation, the orphanage's management can buy clothes, books, medicine, and food for the kids. Well, you know who committed the crime, but you also know that if you go to the police, the money will most likely be returned to the bank and the orphans won't get what they desperately need. So, what do? A. A crime is a crime after all. I'd turn the robber into the police. B. This money was used for a noble purpose. I'd keep my silence. Which side will your moral compass take? No one said this would be easy.
B, because it's helping people. And obviously people like helping other people. I mean, it is a crime, but like, if he's helping you, it's gonna make up for the crime.
Number 6. A car crash and a killed pedestrian.
Oh, hello.
You're on your way home from work one evening when you get into an accident with another car. Even worse, you've also hit and killed a pedestrian. However, as you're about to get out of your car, the driver of the other vehicle, a shocked woman in tears, runs toward you. Having heard her hysterical account of the event, you realize that the woman is absolutely convinced that it was she who killed the pedestrian, even though you know that you were responsible. Hey, there's nobody around, only the two of you. You understand that the person found guilty will, of course, be sent to prison. Knowing that, are you ready to own up to it? A. I would confess that it was my fault. How could I live knowing that an innocent person was convicted for something I did?
A.
B. I'd let the woman take the fall. I don't want to go to prison and spend years away from my family. Plus, maybe it really was her fault. Well, are you ready to face the music, or are you going to dodge this bullet? Choices, choices.
They already said that the person hit the pedestrian, not the woman, so I would also go with A. B would be like bad. She was crying hysterically, so I'll feel bad. You know?
We have one more question for you, and it's the toughest one of all.
Okay.
But before we throw it your way, let's check the results of this impossible test. More A's.
When is the video gonna stop?
If you chose more A's than B's, it means that you're a person who has a strict moral code, and you try to stick to your principles no matter what. You tend to thoroughly analyze a situation and choose the option that would be beneficial for more people, even if it wouldn't be for you personally. More B's.
Yeah, probably.
If you chose more B's, you usually make decisions under the influence of your emotions. You're not very able to act according to commonly accepted moral rules if the situation feels too personal to you. Bonus. Who would you save?
Oh, this is my my thumbnail.
All right, listen up. Imagine you're standing on the bank of a rushing mountain river during a flood. The rapids are pulling your significant other, your family member, and a briefcase with $5 million in it underwater. Who or what will you save? You have only one rescue attempt and 10 seconds to decide what is most important for you. I see you guys taking the money. Yeah, you. I see you. All right.
I'm taking I don't know. This one's a hard one. Yeah, I don't know. Probably my lover. Probably that. Probably my spouse.
I don't want to go with your feet.
The situation isn't so straightforward. It depends on your relationship with the people who are drowning. Unless we're talking about real soulmates, most people would choose their family member. They are your own flesh and blood. Well, you'll never know where your relationship with your partner will lead. And if you've chosen to save the case full of money, well, something in your life has gone wrong. It's definitely something worth considering. So, do you agree with your results? Which dilemma was the most difficult for you? Let us know about it in the comment section below. And don't forget to click subscribe to be sure you don't miss our updates or new videos.
Subscribe to me, not them. Bye, guys. Please subscribe and like.
See you right back here for more on the bright side of life.
Subscribe to me.